All right, what's up with it? It's your boy Expat D here. So today we're gonna do a fun video, something a little different. We're gonna do this man versus machine. Okay, so I'm gonna take the 5 African countries that I've been to, and I'm gonna have my ranking from uh, least to greatest, and I'm gonna put it in ChatGPT, and they're gonna give me their list from least to greatest. Okay, so the countries that I've been to, because I'm only going to comment on countries that I've personally been to. So in Africa, I've been to Ghana, I've been to Ethiopia, I've been to Tanzania, I've been to Uganda, and I've been to Kenya. Okay, so that those are the 5 that I am ranking, and then I put in for ChatGPT to rank. So the reason why I want to do this is because when you deal with something like travel, it's a very personalized experience, and my reasoning for liking something or not liking something is going to be different than why you may or may not like something. However, what I do notice is you have to take somebody's travel recommendations. You kind of have to be on the same wavelength as them, or you have to know that they give good recommendations. Excuse me. I've had times where people just swore up and down about a country. Oh, you got to go here. It'll be so great. Oh, it's the best place ever. Da da da. And I've gone there and I hated the country. And I might have one of those countries on my list. I'll get into that. But uh, onto the list. Okay, so based on the countries that I've given you, according to ChatGPT, their number 5 was Ethiopia. So the strength that they said about Ethiopia, they said they've got a rich culture, deep history, unique among African countries for an expat who wants something very different. And they say they have one of the fastest growing economies in Africa. You have to consider that it's lower ranking on human development, income per capita, and infrastructure compared to the others listed. Okay, I mean, like, that is a typical computer answer. I don't know what that would mean to an individual. I think we want more of a personalized touch. But that's their number 5. Let's go to number 4. Okay, number 4 is Uganda. And so their rationale is, excuse me, oh, got a little tickle in my throat. Lower cost of living. So if your income is in a Western currency, it may stretch further. Beautiful nature, less tourist overload, and so you get more of an authentic experience. And you gotta just consider that the infrastructure and services may still lag. Okay, so that's their number 4. Their number 3 is Tanzania. And they said the strength here is its incredible natural beauty and lifestyle. They've got potential in terms of like coast islands, safaris, lower cost of living in many parts compared to the top tier expat destinations. Okay. Their number 2 is Kenya. And the reasoning is it's a big regional hub, excuse me, for East Africa, with Nairobi being a tech startup hub. Many expats and international organizations, they're already established there. So there's community and infrastructure. They said relatively decent English proficiency and connectivity for remote work. All right. And then, of course, their number 1, that leaves Ghana. They said Ghana's English speaking, what makes daily life easier for many Western expats. Relatively stable politically, and it has been a model democracy in West Africa, and it says they have growing service sector and digital economy, what helps if you're doing remote work or looking for flexibility. Okay, so that's their 5. Okay, mine is different. I'll tell you that right now. My 5 is different. I feel like a lot of the answers that's given are very like textbook answers, and that's really what you find the difference between asking a robot certain questions versus asking a human that's been there. So my list, and then I'll do it. I'll go just like theirs. My number 5, Tanzania. So the reason why I listed Tanzania as number 5, and here's the problem. Sometimes you travel to a country one time. I'll say this. Tanzania and Uganda, out of the 5, I've been once, and the rest on this list I've been multiple times, more than at least more than once. So that may not make that fair for Tanzania, Uganda, but my experience in Tanzania, one thing that stood out, and let me know in the comment section if you have a different experience or a similar one. I just found the people in Tanzania to be a little bit rude. And just my interactions, I felt like they were just all about the money. It's like if they weren't trying to sell me something, they didn't want nothing to do with me. So that kind of threw me off a little bit, and just how much they were trying to get over on me. So that's why I didn't have the best experience. I thought like my my Airbnb was fine in Dar es Salaam. But overall, I find like when I go to other African countries, at least the ones on this list, I find the people to be a little bit more warm. I felt like here they're a little bit more standoffish. So I wasn't feeling. As a matter of fact, I actually booked my ticket to leave early, and that I never do that. I actually paid extra to leave early in Tanzania. Wasn't feeling it. Now, does that mean that if I go again, I'm going to have the same experience? Travel it's like that. I could go again, and that might be number 1 on my list. That's just how it is. But from the time I went and the perception that I got, that's number 5. All right, number 4, Uganda. Now, Uganda could be higher on this list. It's a heavy. I mean, this is for me. This is a pretty heavy duty list. These are some very interesting African countries on this list. But I did like Uganda. I do see that it is a little on the underdeveloped side, and in terms of like places to stay, I did stay in Kololo, which is that's considered like your nice area in Uganda, but I found it a little bit limited in terms of like spots I would seriously want to stay at. But I did like the country. I found the people warm, friendly. Food was nice. A lot of things I could say positive about there, but that's number 4 on this list. Now, number 3 on my list is Ghana. Now, Ghana could be higher. It's been a while since I've been to Ghana. It was more early 2000s. So, of course, a lot could have changed for good and for bad. But I loved it. Matter of fact, Ghana was a place that really got me into living out of the country. That's how good of a time that I've had there. So it has more of, it could be a sentimental number 1 for that reason. I found the people warm. I found them friendly. If I were to say some drawbacks, they were a little pushy in terms of like a place where they're kind of begging for money and that stuff. That part I didn't really like, but oh, I love the food. The jollof rice, kelewele, banku, fufu. All I love it. I love Ghanaian food. So, and I like the movies. I like Nollywood, Gollywood, all that stuff. So it's number three, but it can be higher. It's just this is a really tight list. Number two, excuse me, Ethiopia. Here's the thing: for years, Ethiopia was number one on my list out of all countries that I've been to. Um, More in the earlier 2000s. That's a place I. So to give a background, I went to school in Ghana. I did a study abroad program there, so I've been there for an extended amount of time. Ethiopia, I used to work in Ethiopia, and so I've been there multiple times. Love the country. It was I found it in comparison to like West Africa when I went to Ghana. I found it more like the roads were like more paved. It wasn't like that dusty clay dirt going around in the air and all that stuff. So I found that part cleaner. Um, I found it cheaper in Ethiopia. I love the food. Injera, right? That's great. All of it, the culture, the clothes, all that stuff, very interesting, very unique. Um, so I definitely enjoy Ethiopia. The reason why it's not number one, because safety. Back in the early 2000s, extremely safe, Ethiopia. Like a lot of times, I would just walk clear across the city. If I can't catch a taxi, I'll go clear across the city and walk. No problem. Um, I noticed the last time I went, this was, I would say, 2019, around 2019. It just, the whole vibe was a lot more grimy, a lot more shady. And I wasn't used to that. And it was really sad because, I mean, I've been to Ethiopia maybe 8, 9 different times. And this, like, I could tell, like, politically, just the way people acted, the way people kind of treated, it was, people would say, like, oh, you're going to take a taxi? Literally, taxis maybe 10, 20 steps to catch a taxi. Oh, you need me to walk you there? I mean, they were just like, just so afraid that someone would try to harm us as tourists, and that kind of threw me off. I'm like, wow, this is the same country I used to walk all the way clear across town all times of night. It was extremely safe, and not anymore. So hopefully that changes. If that changes, it especially I went there kind of at like a flight. I had a flight cancellation, a layover issue, and I had to stay in Ethiopia while they built it up. They have some nice parks. So it is the building that they've done. It is, I mean, is really rivaling getting that number one spot back. But until that part changes, um, Ethiopia is number two on my list. Number one, what leaves us with Kenya. Now Kenya, I like the safety of it. Um, I like food was nice. The development was nice. The malls were wonderful. I found several different areas that I could stay a lot. Um, they speak English there. Internet was good connectivity. I mean, it's number one. I mean, I like, it was really good and I enjoyed it. They've got beach areas. If you go to Mombasa, they got the city area. So, pardon me, really good. So that's my number one. So now you see, from my experience, I've got a very different list than ChatGPT. But this is my own personal experience. You have to keep in mind timing. I visited these countries in different spans of the 2000s. Some I've went to multiple times. Some I've only went to one time. So you got to take that into consideration. But this is a nice set. For going to Africa, nice set of countries. And I'd recommend, if you have a chance to visit any of them, I'd definitely go for it. You never know. I may end up going back to Tanzania, and maybe that wouldn't be number 5. For me, the last time I went to Kenya, I got a chance to see a lot that I didn't see the first time I went. And that really gave me a new respect for that country. So that's how it is. But anyway, I'm gonna end it here. I'm Expat D. Hey, let me know in the comment section, have you gone to any of these countries? Would you rank them any differently? All right, so I'm gonna end it here. This is Expat D. Thanks a lot for spending time with me. Peace, and I'm out.